Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Empty Thoughts podcast. We're your hosts, Andrew and Nick.
Hello, welcome back.
I feel like when we were doing the test recording, I couldn't tell who was speaking between the two of us.
Oh,
So
really?
sometimes I wonder if people have trouble. Guys, if you have trouble like differentiating between mine and Nick's voice, let us know in the comments because maybe
Maybe
Nick will have to get a new accent.
we'll tweak the voice a little bit,
Put Nick's more high pitched.
or something.
Make his like chipmunk.
No.
But
yeah, I mean, we could
Jinx.
just change it a little bit or whatever.
I was truly joking. I don't think anyone has any trouble. Could you imagine
Anyone that knows us wouldn't, and yeah,
I mean, we just sound like one annoying gay man yelling.
and you can tell there's a conversation being had anyway, so you know what I mean?
Yep, totally. So thank you guys for joining us. We've been off for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For no real reason other than last week it was Nick's birthday.
Yes.
Has it been 2 weeks? No, we skipped 1 week, wasn't it? I don't know. Anyways,
we just skipped gone 1 for a minute.
Yeah. I think we just skipped 1 week, and it was because of Nick's birthday.
Yeah.
Last Saturday, Nick turned 35 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, daddy getting up there in age.
Yeah. I am.
But yeah. So, what did we do for your birthday? Let's do a little recap. And kind of just catch people up on where we've been for a little bit over. For 2 weeks.
What did we do for my birthday? We don't do much these days, so which is fine by me. But
well, we ordered a nice cake from
yes, we ordered a nice cake from we supported local.
Always.
Some place called Christina's Creations. I guess she's like a teenager, and
I've never met the girl.
It's always been a male that answered the door, but from their description on like their Facebook page, it's she's a teenager and she bakes and she seems to do really well. I saw a post this morning actually saying she was all sold out.
I saw that too. She sold out all of her product for yesterday and today, so she's not even going back to the powwow today to sell.
Yeah,
because she's which I think is incredible. Like every time I'm trying to not gain too much more weight. I'm trying to lose some weight actually, so I don't order from her that much. But if we do get a bakery, if we do order from a baker or something, it's always her because her stuffed cookies are 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
the cake was so good.
Yeah,
it was so cute.
Maybe and we're living in a time now where it's literally important to support local, so it's we like doing that.
I mean, I didn't even know
and yesterday we went out and bought those goodies and supported Karma, the whatever it stands for. But our cat came from there.
Yeah, our oldest cat, Norman.
Yeah.
So there's a local.
I don't know where she came from, other than Alexa.
She came from Alexa. We have 2 cats.
Yeah.
One's here with us recording now. Norman's in the closet sleeping.
Yes, his favorite place.
So Norman's 7. I got him when he was just a little baby through the local cat rescue called Karma, spelled with a C, CARMA.
Yeah.
They do wonderful things.
They do.
The people that volunteer, because they're all volunteers.
Yeah.
They fundraise on their time off. They use their own baking materials and stuff to sell for fundraising. And yesterday, they were set up outside of the Pet Value here in town on the north side, and they were doing a little bake sale.
Yeah.
And Nick and I supported that, which feels so nice because
it does.
I mean, animals are so important to us.
Yeah.
And we just had the extra money to do that yesterday, so we were able to support them. And then we went inside, and Karma had a cat there.
Yeah.
And he looked a little beaten up. He was missing fur on the top of his head, and there was a cut healing and stuff. His name was Brody.
Yeah. He was so cute.
We gave him some love, and we bought him a nice can of wet food to have for his supper. And hoping that somebody sooner rather than later comes along and lets him have.
And I mean, I know his hair will grow back. Hopefully, for sure. I feel like people will see that.
I would have brought his ass home yesterday.
The right person will see
he wasn't healed,
and they'll be like, "He's coming with me because he's been neglected and the past, and he's gonna have a good."
Well, he's so friendly and sweet. He's definitely not a feral cat.
Yeah.
And by his build, once I patted him, I noticed he was a little bit more skinny.
Yeah.
But
he was so friendly.
Just looking at him, he looks like he's been loved and fed up until a certain point. And it makes me wonder if he just got away. And that's what I hope. I hope that he just ran away. I like to think that people out there wouldn't just get rid of their 5-year-old cat. throw them out into the wild like that, like or leave them behind
or
in a move
just
or something.
simply neglect them, like
yeah, truly, yeah.
you
Like
know,
it just breaks my heart. I couldn't imagine like our cats and Murphy too, like our dog, like they live like the most carefree life, as they should. Like the most stress they get is if they think someone's coming to our door. Otherwise, like there's nothing to worry about. They run the shit. And it breaks my heart. It makes me really sad. But we have like quite a bit that we wanted to touch on this week. Nick, why don't we start with, I don't even know anything. I don't know. I want to talk about some protests that are happening in the States. And I think both of these topics go hand in hand because Nick wants to talk about a parade that happened.
And I mean, they all kind of,
so I think that maybe I'll let Nick kind of lead the discussion on this because we all know that I'm not very fluent in politics or anything like that, or just in world events. I try not to read it too much into stuff because it really affects just my well-being. So I kind of stick to just like the celebrity stuff, and I'm happy to lead the discussion when we get back to like the music and whatnot. So do you want to pause for a quick sec and we can take a little drink? Because I've got a French vanilla here. I thought it was coffee. I thought I bought coffee.
Well, I thought you checked and it was.
Well, it's got 80 calories in a cup.
And like coffee. Well, I mean, if it's French vanilla flavored, it's gonna have some French vanilla in there.
It's tasty.
Which would put the calories in there, but
it's tasty.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm having like a French vanilla coffee type situation, and Nick's gonna have a drink of Pepsi, and we'll be back to talk. You won't even notice that we're gone. So let's just take a quick sip and get back into it. All right, we're back. Nick's hydrated, and he's ready to speak his truth. And he's gonna stand in his truth too, because
well, I'm not standing.
No, but you're going to stand in your truth metaphorically, because some of the things that you say are about to say are going to be thought-provoking. And provocative. And I just want you to stand in it. So go ahead and stand in your truth, babe.
So, I mean, I'm sure in one way or another, we're all somewhat aware of
that there's a piece
the
of
BS
shit
going on down south of the border, and
they're deporting folks over.
That's
what's happening.
So a couple weeks ago, they're not riots. I mean, Trump is calling them riots, but riots are not nonviolent. And these are not violent. Like, so anyway, these protests, like we all have that right to protest, well, peacefully, but they started like, they're called the ICE protests, started a couple weeks ago, and kind of started in LA because ICE went in and started raiding everywhere, like graduations and going into restaurants and everything, and it's to the point now where they're literally like deporting anyone they think might be an immigrant or looks like an immigrant, or even white Americans. They're cuffing them and throwing them in these jails or whatever, and there's even been members of Congress and some senators that they've ICE claims that they thought they were someone else who have been thrown in these jails, and they've been since released, but it's getting out of hand, and they are calling it the ICE protests, and it's against ICE doing what they're doing because it's unconstitutional and it shouldn't be happening anyway. But at the end of the day, the purpose is that the American people are done with Trump. There's nothing about anything he's done thus far that's even constitutional or just quite simply right or okay. He incites violence, and that's all, and he's clearly senile, and the American people are done with it. So they're exercising their democratic right to protest, and the protests have been, and that's it, and I think that's a point I need to bring up too, is that there is another side, and unfortunately it's the far right, and it's people, and this is being spoken about, I noticed yesterday, a lot right now, because the far right, unfortunately, are very uneducated. And the reality is these politicians that run in elections that think like that and are members of a political party, like in Canada, the Conservatives, or US, the Republicans, because they have the same kind of belief system. They allow themselves to be brainwashed that's what they do. They brainwash people into believing that they're going to do good and make these promises that are unrealistic. Okay,
so I need to know.
The point is,
put a pin in that. I need to know two things. I just totally zoned out, but I thought one of two things. We were going to talk about a parade and a protest.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting into now.
Okay, sweet.
So the point is, they call them the ICE protests. At the end of the day, yes, they are. But in the grand scheme of things, the protest is because it's time for Trump to go. Forcefully resign or impeach, but it's time for this to be done. It's really
interesting and funny. I mean, I called this months ago. I think we all did.
Yeah.
That people were really going to regret that they voted for him because they
even his own people,
because they didn't think that it was going to affect them.
His own people on the inside and normal U.S. citizens.
I feel terrible for what's happening to all of these poor fucking immigrants. I truly, truly do. But I don't feel bad for anyone that voted for Donald Trump.
And you know what he did yesterday? I don't even think you knew that. It was quite late last night. He made some sort of speech somewhere, and anyway,
he's always talking, and that's
he's now saying that he's realizing they need to scale back the ICE raids because the farmers and stuff and the hotels are
disgusting.
Because they all, you know what I mean? Like, because they were going onto these farms and taking all their,
like, what the fuck?
They keep the economy going.
It's unfortunate that it has to take that.
But he's done too much damage to start admitting wrong.
It's like, oh no, people are losing money. My friends are losing money. Maybe it should be about, oh no, these people are being ripped away from their families.
Of course, you're complaining because your own hotels would have immigrants in them that work in them. Like, so your own companies would be suffering. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. It's for all of it's for his own gain anyway. So yesterday was Trump's birthday.
Ew, really?
Was it his 80th birthday?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to
I think it was his 80th. Anyway, it's very evident now that the U.S. is under authoritarian leadership, a dictator, because the parade that he spent $45 million on.
What parade?
Well, so that's what it was.
He had a parade for his birthday?
That's what that was. And that's what a dictatorship is where they throw because they're...
I know what a dictatorship is.
So
I'm just trying to I didn't know that was happening. I see
those parades, like what he had yesterday, are what you see in North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea.
So true. However,
if we could see
even though he's probably out there saying that he's made history with like the biggest crowd that's ever shown up, like he did all his rallies and his inauguration.
It's like, girl, you're the only person who's thrown a birthday parade for yourself. That's why it's the biggest crowd.
Well, and the reality is the bleachers were empty. And
listen to this. Yeah, hear me out. He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
And I understand like he wants to stroke his ego and stuff. Use your own money for it.
Yeah.
Where I have an issue is like, okay, Donald Trump is ridiculous. He's outlandish. Throwing himself a parade is not something that surprises me.
Yeah.
What surprises me is that he would use government money or taxpayer money to do it because his whole shtick, his whole thing is that he wants the government to be more transparent and the money to go back to the people and to cut income tax and this and that. But why are you using the money for a parade then?
And then it came out that after it'll probably cost about God knows how many millions of dollars to repair some of those roads around in Washington, D.C. because those tanks with those metal treads on them went over it. And they'll do damage. So it's like you just now it'll be more than $45 million.
Oh, we live
and on top of
just timeline
every weekend trips to your Mar-a-Lago resort. How much that costs to have the motorcade down there and take a whole plane load of journalists and everywhere. Like it's just the whole thing.
I just want to also highlight like this is not new. He did this in his last term.
Yeah.
Like the last time he was in office,
and
he did
we
it.
knew last
And
term that if he got another term, this is what it'd be like. You're right.
I noticed that people, if anyone's surprised, they shouldn't be. Anyone that voted for him has no right to complain because they would have been alive the last time he was in office. Like they had to have been, or else they wouldn't be legal age to vote.
Right.
So they should know, like, this is all stuff that he's done before.
Yeah.
So you can't complain where he's putting your money because you voted for it.
And as those 4
I feel
years
bad for all of the
went
people that tried to
on,
get him. I do wonder.
yeah,
I felt like Elon Musk bought this election for him,
he
and
did.
I wonder if
the proof is there.
we need to we need that to be like, but the proof is there, but like it's also not because nothing's happened.
It actually has. The other day, I should have brought that up too, because
But I feel like that's what's happened.
Yeah,
Because
well,
nobody
came up
that I
and they
know
have
was like pro Donald Trump, and yes, we're in Canada, and it seems like we have a lot more sense here. As like if we're portrayed in the media and stuff to people that we have more sense here, but we really don't. Like the last election was like kind of like really close. Like there was, when we went to go vote, we saw people that would vote for Donald Trump if we were in America.
wearing MAGA stuff. Which
like
was
honestly,
like, why are you
there's an invisible border that separates us, and we're not much different. I think that like that's kind of like something that I realized over the past few months. Like we live in a really homophobic province, for one.
Yeah, I think when we look at each country as a whole, though, we have more people that don't lack common sense when it comes to voting, and like we probably would never, our election probably would never, even though sometimes it might look like it will never elect someone like that. It just won't happen. And if we did, and we found out that the election had been tapped into, and it would be taken care of, and it wouldn't take 4 years or 5 years. Like, but it did come out 2 days ago. There was a news story, and a judge ruled that Kamala Harris did win that election.
Well, she should be in office. I don't get it.
Well, it's like when a verdict comes through for a crime, and judge rules like you're sentenced to whatever your sentence is. It's like, well, you've ruled that the investigation shows that she won the election, and that that election was tapped into. So
something about that has to be wrong.
Yeah.
If that were Nick, if that were actually true, like what you just said to me, if that were true, he wouldn't be in office. They'd be able to remove him. So
I'll have to look it up, but if they can do that, their whole process is way different than ours.
But while we're on the topic of politics, before we kind of switch gears here for everyone that's listening, let's talk about the slap that was heard around the motherfucking world last week.
Yeah.
So in case you guys are under a rock, like I don't even watch the news, and this came up in my feed several times.
Yeah.
Bridget Macron.
Yeah.
The first lady, I guess, of France. Is she considered the first lady? Is that what they call her?
Yeah.
So the first lady of France there, Emmanuel Macron's wife, they were landing. They landed somewhere.
They had arrived.
Where were they? Bring it up real quick, babe. So they had just landed, and one of their like staff, or like one of the airport staff, had just opened like the door to the plane, and Emmanuel, the president, was standing there, and his wife, Brigitte, just like leaned into him. All you see is like both of her hands pushing his face away.
Like almost like attacking him.
Like attacking him, slapping him in the face. And then like he looks down and notices that like the media has caught this on camera, and he looks literally like a deer in headlights. I've never like, if the expression deer in headlights is for what happened here. Like it was created by someone doing a similar expression to Emmanuel at some point in history. And then he kind of like walked out of frame and obviously talked to Brigitte, and like had mentioned, I told her like what happened, like you fucked up, like they got that on camera. Anyways, they what's the word for getting off of a plane?
This
is there a special word for it?
Deboarding.
They're cutting off of the plane.
Yeah.
I thought there might be like a word for it. Anyways, so they're getting off the plane, and he puts out his arm for her, even though she's just slapped him in the face, and she very clearly was still upset with him about whatever. I just thought it was really interesting because there's a lot of discourse and discussion around them, and especially Brigitte these past few months. A lot of it is like weird like discussion about her sexuality and stuff. I'm not even going to touch on that. I'm going to touch just on the abuse part of it. She was in her 40s and was a teacher or some sort of staff in his school when he was a teenager. 14,
it was in
15.
Vietnam.
They landed in Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that's where they had landed when she slapped him in the face, Vietnam.
Yeah.
So, oh God, what was I saying?
Vietnam. Oh yeah, about her like sexuality and
her sexuality, like, which is whatever. That's another story.
It's another story. I mean, if you followed it,
we won't even touch on that. We won't even touch on that because we're not going to speculate on what's between somebody's legs on this podcast. Like, fuck that. We don't care.
Really? Yeah. They're speculating her gender.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about though is the abuse aspect, which is proven. She was in her 40s, early 40s, working at the school that he went to as a young teenager, 13, 14 years old when they met.
Yeah.
She groomed him. They got married. And now she's the first lady of France.
Yeah.
The power dynamic and the abuse there is disgusting. That's what I find very interesting. Like, is that in the past few months, we've learned that there was a grooming aspect to this relationship and like an abuse aspect to it, because just by the age and the power dynamic of her being his teacher and stuff. And then now we see that like she also puts her hands on him. Like,
well, and then you know what? I think it was coming from their side.
Like if he's stepping out of line, of course, beat your fucking man, of course.
And then you know what? And I think it was their cover up. I saw once, and if so, it might have been coming from their side.
I thought they were being silly.
Is that they were being? That's their like sense of humor.
Yeah.
Well, I wondered at first though if he was a little tipsy when he got off that plane. Not that he deserves to be attacked, but.
No, that was an attack, and like I see, like they are working overtime. Brigitte Macron's at you on Facebook.
I think it's her,
and she's steady messaging you.
Not steady, but
what does she say?
She only responds if I message her because I was trying to get an idea of whether it really is her. Like, but I asked her why she slapped Emmanuel, and she said, I just like translate it because like there's a lot of people in France that like legit don't speak a word of English. Like they're not like most French people here where they can speak both languages. So yeah, anyway, but I had asked her, but she kind of I said back May 29th, I said, Brigitte, why did you push Emmanuel when they opened the plane door? And then she's like, Monsieur, soyez la bienvenue chez moi, Brigitte Macron. And I don't know.
So what does that translate to?
She was like saying hi to me. I don't know what that means.
Just do the quick translation. We have time.
I
just think it's really interesting, like the PR push since then. Like she, and you're not the only person that Brigitte staff or bots or whatever, like they've paid people or bots or whatever to try to change the narrative. I see videos on TikTok now of them like dancing and her in like a light and being pretty and soft and all this stuff. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, what is this propaganda?
So that translates to, Sir, welcome to my home, Brigitte Macron.
Oh, it's probably. Did you use Google Translate?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually not spot on.
What's a good translate?
I don't know. I truly don't know. Like
So comment below, everyone.
And what's the most recent thing that she sent to you? Let's see.
Well, so I asked. Well, I translated it before because it was obvious that she couldn't, maybe can't speak English. So I translated what I wanted to say, and it basically what I said was.
So I mean, like, just Wait, what'd she say?
So I said, I'm from Canada, and I was wondering what your opinion is on the events in the United States with the ICE raids and the violence, because I wanted to see if like she'd comment on something like that. And then all she said was, Bonjour, monsieur. Comment allez-vous? Asked me how I was. So then I said,
yeah, this sounds legit.
So then I said, Venez-vous au Canada avec Emmanuel pour le G7.
Oh.
And she reacted with a thumbs down, which I knew she wasn't coming, but I just wanted to.
I'm glad she spoke on it.
So I said, "Pourquoi vous ne venez pas?" And like, why aren't you coming or whatever? And she goes, "Monsieur, nous sommes pas disponibles de l'arrivée Canada." That she's not. That she's busy.
I wonder what she's busy doing.
I don't. Who
but I mean,
knows? Grooming some more people, maybe.
Maybe. And the thing is, like, I find that, and I'm not being mean. Yes, I am actually. Brigitte looks
So, do you think it's a bot working for her?
I do. I think that's either a bot or someone on her staff. I feel like they've hired bots and probably people in a data center somewhere or whatever to try to shift the narrative. Yes.
Because with all the speculation, even about her gender and stuff, I could see people being like, disgusting. I wonder if I can get.
That's disgusting. Like, we have watched the Candace videos out of pure humor. We've literally laughed.
So I'm wondering if they have that because people would go and like search her.
It's just disgusting to like speculate like that. Like, I mean, listen, I just don't like it. I don't like it because it's just what it is. It's just anti-trans is what it is. It just feeds into the anti-transgender narrative. I don't like it. Even if Brigitte was born a man, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. So that shouldn't be the narrative.
So that part, the narrative should be
the abuse.
The abuse.
And I feel like I'm always happy to talk about the abuse.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll talk about the abuse, but I'm not going to talk about but I will say Brigitte to me looks like E.T. You know E.T. in the movie there, like the little alien when he had the wig on?
Yeah.
Literally Brigitte.
She has an odd
bad wig
shape to her. The wig's really bad.
The shape is horrible.
I think she bought it on Temu or something.
The wig is so fucking bad. It's always the same way.
It's always the same way, yeah.
I just picture her closet being like the same bob.
Yeah.
I wonder if her and Anna Wintour share wig makers.
Oh, Anna Wintour's is bad too. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know if Anna Wintour's wearing a wig.
CEO or starter of like Vogue, and you have a wig that's that terrible on. Like, come on.
Well, have you seen Nicole Kidman recently? Like, they be putting bad wigs on her all the time in these movies.
Yeah, and have you seen her hands recently at like an event? Something's wrong with her hands.
Nuh-uh. Hands are the first thing to age on a woman. Or anyone, really.
They look really bad, though.
But, yeah, because they age faster than anywhere else on your body.
Have you seen a good picture of them, though?
No, because I don't need to. I know that at her age, they're probably really skinny and stuff. Like, that's very much normal. That's why you see people like Paris Hilton and stuff wearing gloves, because they don't want people to zoom in on their
Hilton's hands aren't the greatest either. Well, what's her name though again? God, Nicole Kidman. I need to see her hands again though.
Nicole Kidman is in every single movie.
I want to see her
every single movie recently, and I'm happy for her to be in the movies. I'm just wondering, like, why is she working so hard? Is she like? And I don't want to be like conspiracy or whatever, but the last time I saw a celebrity or a filmmaker / actor actress do this much work back to back in such random projects back to back was Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And then a few years after the fact, we realized he was doing all these projects because he had been diagnosed with like an advanced form of dementia.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to be able to work for much longer.
Yeah.
So it does make me just wonder, like, why? Or is she just trying to get her bag and then go enjoy life afterwards? I don't know. But in the past couple of months, I think just about 2 months ago, give or take a few weeks, I finally got around to watching Eyes Wide Shut, the movie that she and Tom Cruise did back in the 90s with Stanley Kubrick. It holds the record for the longest like filming production schedule of all time. Like, it just took the longest to shoot.
Oh yeah.
Like continuous shooting.
Yeah.
I guess it took like years.
Yeah.
And then Stanley Kubrick died like a couple of weeks before or days before the movie came out. So there's like a lot of conspiracy around it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just interesting to me that Nicole Kidman's like right in your face again.
I know, eh?
Yeah.
She kind of comes and goes. Sometimes
she's back in like a really big way. Like,
yeah,
she's in everything. She was even in Aquaman.
Yeah.
With Mira. She'd even play Mira.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Yeah.
Who played Mira?
I can't remember.
Damn.
But yeah.
Katy Perry. Yeah. Yes. Astronaut Katy Perry.
Commander.
So kind of like just moving away from politics for now.
And into space. We're gonna talk
space
about
news.
Commander.
Still kind of in the same vein of the last conversation, because it appears to me that maybe the marriage between Brigitte and Emmanuel might be dissolving.
Yeah.
And also right now we're going to talk about how there's tons of speculation that Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom are separating after 7 years.
Commander Katy Perry.
Commander,
she's an astronaut.
7 years of being engaged. They
she's
share
an
a child.
astronaut. You need to make sure
everyone knows.
Address her.
Everybody knows her as Katy Perry the astronaut. So I don't even need to say that. Listen, anyone, when you think about Katy Perry, you think about her legacy as an astronaut, and that I don't even need to speak on that. What? Okay,
her legacy.
Yeah, her legacy. What was I saying?
Was an Orlando Bloom
are splitting?
I mean, if he's not gonna be an astronaut too, then
they've been engaged for like 7 years. They have a longer history than that because they've been on and off since like the early 2010s. They share a child together. She had a little girl named Daisy. Back in like 2020. August of 2020. I don't know if I believe that they're separating because neither of them have said it, but it's coming from a lot of like when I see people in other places, like there's a few sources that I consider to be really reputable, and TMZ is one of them, honestly. And they're kind of reporting on it. So like until I hear it from them, I'm not gonna like say it's in stone, but like the writing's on the wall pretty much that like they're got a divorce because they had a 7-year-long engagement. Which to me feels like a really long fucking engagement. Like, are you gonna get married? Probably not at that point. Like, if you're still not married and like you've had the kid and stuff, like chances are you're not going to. And I mean, it's no secret that Katy Perry has taken like a hit. Publicly, hit after hit publicly in like the past year and a half. Maybe even longer. And I guess people are just like, I guess it's probably. Sorry, I shouldn't just say probably. People on the internet are speculating that that's one of like the biggest reasons why.
It's because there's shit going on in life.
And I mean, like, she seems to be like really tone deaf. Like, she's just like, she's still like, I would have canceled.
Would it be even possible that he might be leaving her because she's still working with a sex offender,
abuser?
And an abuser, and doesn't want his child to be around someone that
allegedly, though.
Right.
I mean, like, there's no.
But still, maybe he knows something. Like, you know what I mean? And maybe he doesn't want his daughter around.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a choice, and that was a big discussion. One of the biggest discussions was how are you about to put out a female empowerment song called "Woman's World"? Be a whole mother to a child, a little girl, and still put out that record with Dr. Luke. That it just
that would be a reason I feel that a man would be like bad enough, like, and that possibly try to go for the kid too. And I mean, she doesn't have to take her child around Dr. Luke, but she is around him obviously frequently, which means he could be at the house sometimes. Like, I don't know, like. But even if he's not, she's still with him, and she comes home to her no. Like, so, I could see it being a messier thing than we might think it is, and that she's
Thank God they didn't get married.
It's affecting.
Because it would have been 10 times more messy. They can just walk the fuck away now.
And that could be affecting it, and could affecting her.
I'm sure we'll probably see a nasty, because everything Katie does seems to be just so fucked. I feel like we will see some sort of nasty custody battle of sorts.
And I found even in that,
I hope not for the child's sake, but
music video that a lot of it was like really inappropriate.
It was just her body,
really just provocative and just inappropriate.
If she was like, people are saying I'm for the male gaze, but I'm for the male gaze, and like the male gaze, like gay men. So, but no, you're not. Like, I don't want to see you strutting around in a bikini like that with your tits out. Like, I don't care to.
But Dr. Luke probably does, but, and I mean, that's like, probably why you're doing it.
A straight man probably loved that video. So like everything she says is just it doesn't feel authentic anymore. I used to love Katy Perry.
Me too.
Like the fact that she's coming just like a few hours from us to go, like she's going to Quebec City. Had she not worked with Dr. Luke again, we would be at that concert. So we'd be there. But
I know.
I mean, a part of me still wants to go, but I won't.
I know. It's just
I want to see empty seats in that bitch.
I know.
But you already know, like that local radio stations and stuff will give away tickets, and
just like they give away tickets to go to Maine and see all these people. It's like, bitch, they're arresting Canadians now crossing the border for no reason and asking us if we support and if we don't support Trump, like they're like like no. Anyway, that's another story too. But like I approached one of the radio stations here one time.
Does you know that Dua Lipa's on tour right now?
Yeah.
I
Because I told them,
don't
I
hear
said,
anyone
why are
talking
you
about it.
why are you enabling Canadians to go to the States by giving away tickets to, when you should be giving away tickets to events and concerts in Canada and not the States? Like,
True.
we should all be boycotting the States. Like, don't give away free tickets. Like, I just think it's stupid.
Well, I don't know. The radio station here has always given away tickets there, and I don't know why.
I mean, I get it. It's an outdoor big concert venue that big names come to, and yeah, that's always been a summer thing. New Brunswickers would go down to concerts there. I understand. Outdoor
I've literally
concerts
never
are the
been to the
best,
States.
but now is not the time. Last summer was. Now's not. Like, it's just not. Like, like, I don't know.
Christina went down like a couple of months ago to see Post Malone.
Yeah.
Or was that last year? Last year.
The time flies. It's hard to keep track, but no, that's just how I feel about that. But anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can't fix stupid sometimes. It's all right.
I'm just so thankful I live in like a bubble that is just like nothing but celebrity gossip and dog pictures. And,
yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention, like, the reason why I mentioned
I'm
Dua
listening.
Lipa
I'm
being
watching.
on tour.
I'm just looking at the Katy Perry seat maps to see.
The concerts here in Canada have been essentially almost sold out since she announced it. Like, I think for the
Quebec City's doing good.
It's yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, concerts typically going to sell out there.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, people that aren't chronically online don't know about the Dr. Luke drama and stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
So
You're right.
I don't know. And like, I've seen the concert. It's whatever. It's not my cup of tea, but
yeah,
it is a family friendly concert. That's a concert you could bring your kids to.
Yeah.
So I think that's why. I mean, personally, I've always seen a lot of kids at Katy Perry concerts. I've never been to one, but like when you watch the documentaries and stuff, like there's always a ton of kids there.
Vancouver seems to.
Murphy's dreaming.
Yeah. But yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying about Vancouver?
Vancouver has. I mean, it'll like the way the map looks like. It'll definitely be worthwhile for her to like to still do the concert. Like, you know how some concerts get canceled because of poor ticket sales. Like, but there's still quite a lot of seats also.
What really fucking annoys me is that she has 2 stops in like every province, even Quebec. She has 2 stops in Quebec, and it's coming as close as Quebec City, which is just like 2 hours from the border here. And she's still not.
I don't know why she wouldn't do the Avenir Center.
At least one that would have sold out for sure.
Because if you think about it, like judging by like, don't get me wrong, lots of tickets are sold, but judging as a whole the amount of seats that are available in a lot of these venues that haven't sold, she definitely would have sold out the Avenir Center.
A big name like her would have no, like, even in her hate train era, like even right now, like now, when people for the most part are against her, or just like kind of like not really paying attention to her, it would still sell out. Like the Avril Lavigne concert sold out here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
People, I know there's a market for it. It's just for some reason,
you know what it is. It's not them. It's all on. It's the person that is in charge. It's the promoter booker that at the venue. It's them and the connection, because it's a lot of times. I learned this when we worked at well, it's called the Canada Life Center now, but the MTS Center in Winnipeg. And I learned it because the promoter there, he used to work he was the CEO of Live Nation, which legit like promotes every tour pretty much.
Yeah.
So we got big names, and they still get huge names in Winnipeg, like because of his connections. So I think we have some really bad promoters in this province.
I would say so.
Yeah, because if we had really good promoters, they'd push harder to get that Magnetic Hill back open.
Didn't they have like a big U2 concert there and stuff?
There was always every
but
summer big concerts.
Well, see, I don't
there.
have, but didn't U2 play there?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, like if U2 can play there, we could have done the Eras tour.
Their promoters could, if they're good, like can push for that stuff, but they're not. Like, we're living in a time where that is the prime spot for a concert now again. I mean, it probably always has been, but you know, outdoor concerts are loved more and more nowadays than ever. Like, and we have all these festivals around too, because people love outdoor things here. Like, I don't think the promoters are doing a good enough job.
Who are the promoters? Because I would like to chat.
I don't know who they are. I've tried to figure it out.
Promoters? We should become promoters.
Well, I don't know how you become, like, what
we're gonna figure
whether you have to like have a degree in PR or what. Like,
well, whoever's doing it doesn't got one.
But if you think about it too, look at Cavendish Beach Festival and YQM, which has like only been around a few years, but like, look at the big names they're getting coming here. Like friggin' Jelly Roll this summer. Like, he's selling out stadiums now.
But it's always the same.
It
acts.
is.
We get tons
but if
of
we
huge
can get
names.
that, we can get
Nick. In the past, like, it's not the first year that we're getting big country artists here.
I know
that are big come here all of the time.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, the market's there then, because if we can get that, we can get.
I don't want to hear any more country music. I don't
I
don't want any other country music bitch to come here.
Like,
Fuck
Katy Perry definitely could have done the Avenir.
Yeah, she could have.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, there's other artists too that, like, when they come to Canada, like, they only stop in Toronto.
Yeah.
It's like they stop in one damn city. And it's like, listen, the population of Toronto is going to fill.
And
like they're all buying the tickets to this. Like, we can't come from out of town.
And also, like, look at that stadium. It's almost done. Like that new one, Rogers Place or whatever they're building.
That place freaks me out.
I know, but they can throw that stuff together now. Like, we can host that here too. Like, it would bring people up from Maine, down in the States too. It would bring people up from Nova Scotia, the island, Newfoundland. It's like the stuff you could do with Magnetic Hill. It's like, it's just like,
we need to open up more hotels and stuff for sure.
Yeah, like, is the demand is there. I don't get it. Our population's increased drastically, so it's just, I don't get it.
Has our population increased drastically? I don't pay attention to that.
Since COVID, it has.
Oh, really?
Huh. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's something we should do, is look into who these promoters are and who they work for, because I'd like to find out if they're like a 6-year.
Are you suffering from molasses mouth?
I know, I'm getting. My meds make my mouth dry.
Take a drink. I'm sorry, I just heard like a macaroni noise, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" Okay, yeah, no, we desperately need more. Like,
are we back on?
Oh, I didn't pause.
Okay, no, like, if it's someone in that position, like, that's responsible for
Avril Lavigne's
getting the tours,
a poppy artist.
Yeah, like, to get these tours here, and there's someone in, like, and no shade to anyone that's, in their 50s or 60s, but like, I think it's time some of these jobs, like, that are positions that they're responsible to get big tours to come, be held by a millennial. Because we're still
at least
getting,
not just any millennial though, a millennial with taste. Because I mean, there are people that are in their 50s and stuff that have taste.
Oh, for sure.
It's just for some reason they don't seem to be here. They don't seem to be here. I will say the Avril Lavigne concert was a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's not the first Avril Lavigne concert there, but it's pretty much the only pop-ish concert that they've held here in New Brunswick in quite some time that I can think of. Shania Twain's pop country, that's a step in the right direction.
Keith Urban did the opening.
He did. I was actually across the street the night that he was in there. Because Christina lived
which was huge, because he's, and
No, for sure, but he's still like
yeah.
Keith Urban to me is like still country.
Oh yeah, for
I would say,
sure.
and I would say Shania Twain's still country, but
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne's pop to
Yeah.
me. She's pop
Yeah. Oh
punk.
yeah.
So that was nice to see her.
Yeah.
Loved watching Fifi Tops, and we already talked
Yeah.
about this, but
Yeah.
like we need more of that.
Yeah, we do.
Like we need Kesha should have came. Kesha should have done a stop here. She's touring with
She
the
would have
Scissor
been able to
Sisters.
do 2 shows at least.
Oh, well, at least one sold out one for sure, because
Yeah.
let's hear me out. The market here seems to always be geared towards like boomers, people that are a bit more older, so like you
Yeah.
get like the acts that are like retired, whatever.
I think they forget we have a lot of
The
gays
Scissor
here
Sisters.
too. Like,
The Scissor Sisters is like a 90s, 80s type of band.
Yeah.
That would have attracted the older people. Kesha would have brought the kids and the millennials.
and the gays.
Well, I mean, yes, the gays would have been there for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like there is a market for things, and until we have people in these positions that can think outside of the fucking box
Yeah.
and aren't afraid of rejection, like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, you need to literally be asking these and reaching out to these teams and stuff
Yeah.
and bugging them. They're going to say no to you until they don't say no to you.
Yeah.
You got to bang on doors.
Yeah.
So where the fuck are these people that are willing to do that?
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
I'm gonna do research on our own, find out like who is in those positions. I also want to find out like how you do some research, how you get a hold of like these artists,
Like their teams. It's really not that difficult. You and I can.
I think we should, because who says our New Brunswick promoters, who I don't think are doing a good enough job,
They're not.
Have to be the ones to reach out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, listen, social media pressure works and stuff too. The only thing is, people here in New Brunswick, like, they're not. We live in a very ass backwards province.
Yeah.
You only ever see people speak up about things.
Yeah, I'm gonna start using
around here if they are worried that people might be learning about transgenders and stuff in school. That's the only time people speak up around here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they don't say shit.
I'm gonna start using my Blue Sky account, and I do use it, but like to my advantage now, because I've noticed when I go through my followers that there are some people that are like working some positions in like music and stuff, like, that have followed me.
Yep.
So, and if they're legit, then like I think I need to start advocating for that on there.
Oh, I would love to see Zara Larson.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she's going to come here on her own.
Right.
Like, to this, like, and I can understand why. Like, I mean, she's probably doesn't have the same budget as like a bigger artist might right now.
No,
but I think Zara's really going to get a ton of recognition over the next couple of months, because one, she's putting out a record that's fully produced by MNEK, who is a genius in the pop dance type sort of space.
Yeah.
She's opening for Tate McRae here in North America, and then she's doing her own tour over in Europe, and then she's coming back here to open up for One Republic, I think, next year.
Oh yeah.
So she's gonna.
I wouldn't mind seeing them.
I would see the two of them.
One Republic, yeah.
Yep. So I think that she's finally gonna get, because like there's been so many times where like she just almost broke through here.
Yeah.
Like with Wow, like the song Wow. All the Time, Lush Life, of course, Never Forget You with MNEK.
Yeah.
Like, I will never forget you.
Right.
That's who's executive producing her new album.
Yeah.
So we've heard 2 songs off of her new record. It's called Midnight Sun. We've heard the title track that was just released a couple days ago, which I really like.
Yeah.
Midnight Sun. Like, never ending. Midnight Sun. Right, babe?
Yeah.
You've heard that one, right?
Yeah.
Love that one. And then she has the more chantier.
Winnipeg's almost sold out for Katy Perry.
Well, I already told you, like, she's selling out here in Canada. That was never really a question.
Yeah.
Zara Larson, she put out Midnight Sun, and then the chantier one is the only way I can really describe it.
Oh yeah.
Pretty Ugly. That came out a couple of weeks ago, month ago or so, and I think she was really expecting it to be like big. Because like there was a big video, there was a lot of promotion behind it, and it just didn't take off.
No.
I blame the chorus. The chorus is just too. It just didn't click for me either.
Yeah.
So I can see why, but Midnight Sun, that's the one.
Yeah.
That should have been the lead single. It's so different.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be played on like the radio and stuff, but that's fine because like it's different.
Right.
And that's what I like.
Yeah. You're right.
So I'm just really excited for her. There's been so many times where like I've been like, why isn't she bigger?
Yeah.
And I think now we're going to see her get her flowers here in North America.
Right.
Because like of course like she is like in her home country of Europe and stuff, like she's massive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, speaking of new music, have we talked? Yeah, we talked the week that Miley Cyrus's record came out, I think.
Oh yeah.
I've been truly just blown away by that record.
Yeah.
It took a day and a half to 2 days for it to click for me.
Mm-hmm.
But when it clicked, it clicked. I
Yeah.
listen to it nonstop now. It's so good. It's contender. It's neck and neck with Plastic Hearts for me for my favorite
Right.
Miley Cyrus record.
Yeah.
Like I don't know which one I like more right now. And I don't want to jump the gun and say this is my favorite record ever from her.
Right.
Because like the emotions are so intense right now because it's so new and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be jumping the gun. But it's definitely up there, I think.
Right.
My favorite songs haven't really changed on that. I think I would just swap out Reborn
Right.
with Every Girl I've Ever Loved as my favorite track from the record.
Mm-hmm.
Because Reborn is just that bitch right now.
Yeah.
Marina.
Mm-hmm.
We've listened to her this weekend. She put out a new record last week.
Mm-hmm.
Obsessed with it. I've never been like a Marina fan. She may be known to some as like Marina and the Diamonds.
Yeah.
She put out music like over a decade ago as Marina and the Diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Like songs that you've heard, like Prima Donna Girl.
Oh yeah.
And things like that.
Yeah.
But I've never really been like a fan of her. Like I wasn't ready for like the weirdness of her.
Oh,
because
yeah.
she is so unique. There's like a weirdness to her music that I love, and I don't say weird in a derogatory way at all.
Oh no.
It's a compliment. It's weird, it's unique, it's interesting, it's like, you know what I mean? Like you just never know what you're gonna get from her, but you do at the same time.
Yeah.
Like the instrumentals and stuff are just so like there's layers to it. It's very interesting to listen to, but also it makes you shake your ass. So I would say that Marina has put out probably to me, the best record so far this year. I fucking love it from start to finish. And before she put it out, I didn't really care too much about the singles because I just didn't. I listened to them once and I tossed them aside. Cantissimo, which is like bop, and Butterfly. But now that I hear them like as a part of like an actual project, hooked. Especially Butterfly.
Yeah,
Butterfly sounds so good, and
right.
Like, I don't know. I'm so proud of her. I don't even know her, but I'm so proud of her for like decades sticking to her sound because there's nobody else out there that is sounding like her.
Oh yeah, no.
Like vocally, especially, and even she's never sold out.
No,
she had commercial success and stuff, and she was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do my own thing, and it is what it is. And I love that. I think there's something really, like endearing about somebody, or not endearing, like just something really powerful.
Yeah.
About seeing somebody like stay true to themselves and like when they're in like the public eye like that. Like it could be so easy to sell out, literally to change yourself to fit a mold and make more money and sell more records and stuff. It'd be so easy to do that.
Yeah.
But she didn't.
No.
And I just love that. I think it's so cool. I'd love to see her on tour.
Yeah.
I think my favorite song from that record is Final Boss. That's like the cuntiest song ever. I'm gonna pause here for 1 second and show it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your thoughts? I just played my favorite track from the record called Final Boss to you.
I like it. It's so catchy.
So catchy, so different. It reminds me of like again, there's layers to it, there's levels to it, but it literally feels like you're completing like an intense video game towards the end.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
The vocals, like finish him, like holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like nobody else is doing it like her. It's so original and so nice because I don't know. I just feel like it's, again, so easy to just do the TikTok sound or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're right.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Murphy heard the wind blow or something. I got a little upset. So if you're wearing headphones, I'm sorry. I don't even know if you'll hear him barking, so I'm going to try to cancel out that noise. But if you do hear it, sorry. Donate to our charity, in which is not existing yet. We're going to make a charity that is like that you can donate to, and it's towards our future studio.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. I don't think that'd even really be a charity because
Yeah.
Like, no, it'd be like more like a GoFundMe or like a
No, yeah.
50-50 to a
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah, 50-50.
Yeah, Addison Rae
Right,
released a
Christina
record last week too.
Christina Sullivan,
What?
50-50.
Christina Sullivan's doing a 50-50?
No, I just said we'll do a 50-50. And I said, right, Christina Sullivan, she'll know the inside joke.
Oh. Well, I'm not Christina Sullivan, so I wouldn't get it. But what I will say,
I'll explain after.
okay. Addison Rae, TikTok girl there,
Yeah,
Addison Rae, she released her
right.
debut album last week. What did you think of it?
I have always loved her music. I mean, her music's always catchy. Yeah, I like it. It's all right. Yeah. I don't remember any of the songs because I don't really keep note of what songs are called half the time. But yeah. But she's definitely a favorite of mine. You know, I think my favorite song is Headphones.
Oh,
by
Headphones
Addison
on?
Rae. Yeah.
You're going so much. I love you. Yeah, we just listened to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
So no, I truly, I do love that song. Headphones On by Addison Rae
Yeah.
is one of my top songs of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Diet Pepsi was fantastic last year.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to the full album. It's nothing revolutionary, but it's good.
Yeah.
I did listen to it the one time and not go back to it though.
Yeah.
Because everything that was worth listening to had already been released before the album.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
it was
yeah.
5 damn singles.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. And even with Diet Pepsi, like it was good,
Yeah.
but it wasn't something that I listened to like a ton.
Right.
I wouldn't change it when it came on.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't like, it wasn't on my playlist, like,
Right.
or anything like that, whatever. And that's no hate to Addison Rae.
No.
It's just there's other stuff out right now that I like more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I don't think that you need to be a good vocalist to be a pop star. We've talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
She's certainly not a vocalist.
Yeah.
But the seeds are there for her to be a good performer.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. She just needs to learn how to lip sync.
Mm-hmm.
She does need to learn how to lip sync because I saw the videos out from like her show and like on her release day or whatever from the show she did in New York.
Yeah.
And she did another in London.
Yeah.
And the lip syncing was just pretty bad.
Yeah.
But that's fine. She can learn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The seeds are there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see where she goes with it.
Yeah.
Truly, like, the album got good reviews.
Yeah.
Doing really well in terms of streams. It actually just debuted at number 2.
Yeah.
In the UK, which is really big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just interested to see what she does with it. But also, I'm more impressed by the other stuff that's out this year by like Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga's performing like
yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's doing Abracadabra for 2.5 million people.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to really like anything else after watching that. I was like, this is the bar.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister finally moved.
Yes.
She's now officially just up the street from us.
Yeah.
That means that I can go see her and my niece. My brother-in-law, him and I'm not necessarily going there to see him, but he's there probably.
Yeah.
But I can go see my niece and my sister anytime I want now, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're literally like, I would say a 10 to 15-minute walk and less than a 5-minute drive from us.
Yeah.
We're in the same neighborhood. We live in a little area called Marysville.
Yeah.
Just so exciting. They're completely moved in. They're having us over for supper tonight.
Yeah.
So in about an hour or so from now, we'll probably head over there for supper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, she's getting a pool.
Yeah, the pool's there. I don't know if they were supposed to level the backyard last or yesterday.
Yeah.
Whoever they had come in.
Oh, they already have the pool?
Yeah, Brennan and the guys when got it. They had to bring it in 2 loads, but it just comes. You just assemble it. It's all.
Did they buy it from somebody?
Yeah, the guy. I think he did some work on that Volkswagen Beetle. So it's on the road now.
Oh,
That's
cool.
Brendan's car. Well,
That's
she
so
can't drive it
It's
because
standard?
it's standard. And I was
Oh.
like, Brendan drives it? She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
It does kill me. It does kill me to think that he's driving.
I know. So anyway,
They call it the bug.
yeah. So anyway, the guy, I think, did some work on it. He had this pool, and she said they are pretty wealthy or whatever. And she said they had this pool, and he thought it broke last year, like
Oh.
that the bottom of it broke. And because it started slanting or whatever, like in the middle. So they just went and bought a new pool because they have.
Because what is money?
Right. So they just went and bought a whole new pool and put a new pool in, and they had that. So when they disassembled it, nothing was wrong with it. What had happened was the ground gave out underneath it. It must not have been level. It must have either shifted or it wasn't leveled out properly. So there was just so the bottom just dropped a bit, making it have a bit of a slant in the middle, but nothing's wrong with it. So I don't know what they paid for. It was really cheap, and because those above ground, it's a solid like permanent above ground pool, but that's how they come in pieces. Like you just assemble it.
Okay.
Brendan might have went and bought a new liner for it, but the liner's probably fine. Those aren't cheap pools either, so it probably wasn't much for them to level the backyard either. Their backyard, I noticed
like
when we
level.
were there, it kind of slants on the outsides a bit, but the top main part of the backyard is pretty level. It looks like it was professionally done at one time.
Oh, the backyard's so fucking nice. Oh my God.
But yeah, the pool's there. They were supposed to level the backyard yesterday, and it should be up in no time. I mean, we've seen some people put in-ground pools in around town this year, and like there's more. Well, probably I would say probably a lot more work to an underground pool, but like even them, they're done in a day. So literally, usually even ready to swim in a day. It doesn't take them long anymore, so it won't take long.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to show you this on my phone really quick. I know you're gonna love this.
Where are they need to grow up, honestly. Like it's where some people are from our generation, like in their 30s, still think that they're like college girls or something.
I think they're Maflame.
Like, grow up, put some clothes on. You have children.
What?
Like, seriously. Seriously. Some of them are a little too revealing around their kids.
Oh, I didn't see any kids in that
photo. There probably is somewhere.
Okay, so what do you have going on for the next week or so?
Last week of school. That's about it. So, yeah. And then
you're going to be taking Murphy for some incredible walks?
Yeah.
You will be?
Yeah.
I work all week, so I don't have a ton on the go, but I do want to enjoy this summer a lot. So hopefully,
we're going to because we're going to have a pool we can go to.
Oh no, for sure. But I'm thinking like,
and PEI, we know we're going.
Yeah, we're gonna go to PEI in August with a friend and their family. They invited us to go stay at their cottage for a couple of nights, which I'm so excited about. I've never been.
Yeah, and that's why I'm excited because you've never been either.
Yeah. We actually have a hotel booked for July next month.
Oh, where?
In Montreal for Amy's birthday. I don't know if we're still going or not. I have to reach out to her and ask if we're still doing that.
Right.
Because if we are, then we should probably start planning because it's like a month out.
Yeah.
Actually less than a month. It's the 15th. I think we're booked there from the 11th to like the 14th or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to reach out to her about that and see what's up with that. But besides that, we don't have a ton on the go.
No.
Murphy's getting his body right. We're doing a lot of like running. Well, we're not running, but Murphy's running.
Yeah.
We're throwing lots of balls and stuff out in the fields and stuff for him and trying to get him more active a couple times a day.
Yeah.
I guess he needs to get his body right. He's been enjoying a couple of chicken's feet and stuff like that over the past week or so. He loves that. He'll probably enjoy more as the week goes on.
Right.
One thing I'll say before we start to kind of wrap up is I wish that the Miley Cyrus concert or the Miley Cyrus music movie that she put out alongside her album would have came and played here in New Brunswick.
Yeah, I know.
Just goes to whoever does the booking. Like, it's like we don't exist.
Yeah, I know.
New Brunswick doesn't even exist because they played it in Halifax and every other fucking province, but not New Brunswick.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Just so annoying. So annoying. It's like we listen to music here that isn't just country.
Yeah, I know.
I fucking hate that.
Right.
Makes you want to just escape this damn province so bad. But yeah, we're gonna be back next week, guys. Follow us on Instagram, Empty Thoughts Pod.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I said that really fast. I have a French vanilla and more in my system.
Right.
Empty.Thoughts Pod on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Facebook, Empty Thoughts Podcast.
Yep.
You can listen to our playlist on Apple Music that's updated like all the time.
I'm on Blue Sky. My Blue Sky's on there in our link tree.
Yeah, you can just find our link tree on Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, subscribe to this wherever you're listening. Rate us 5 stars or whatever. Wherever you're listening to. That's what I just fucking said.
Remember, our 50-50 will be starting soon. No.
Rushing not doing a 50-50. But in the 3rd season, because we are going to be doing a 3rd season starting in the fall, like that's when we're going to like do our new logo and stuff.
We'll just like revamp.
We'll turn back on like the subscription option, and like if people are receptive to that, then we'll do like the members only episode every month, and
yeah,
and go from there. But it's every day there's a little bit or every time we put out an episode there's a little bit of growth with this podcast, so that's nice. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, definitely, thanks for listening.
Take us out, Nick.
Go out there and enjoy yourself, enjoy the weather. I trust the weather's somewhat nice everywhere now.
Everywhere in the world is nice.
Into summer, and
no matter where you're, the
fight for what's right.
Fight
those
for the truth.
South of the border,
stand in your truth.
Canada's rooting for you.
I'm not.
Well, we should. We're rooting for you.
I say y'all made your bed, lay in it.
Well, but we should root for them because we're under threat by him. So,
by who?
Trump.
Oh.
So yeah, just don't sweat the small stuff.
And I think it's important to talk about, because we did touch on this a bit during this episode, like molasses mouth or whatever. We all know and love somebody that suffers with molasses mouth sometimes. So be a little bit more considerate about that. And if you hear someone maybe making like macaroni noises with their mouth, offer them a drink. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Peace out.